So welcome you guys, and thank you so much for joining me for this incredible masterclass on developing your radical success mindset and making shifts happen. I am so proud of you all for taking the next step on your radical success journey by deciding to, implement life-changing mindset shifts into your daily way of living. I'm excited to share with you my very own personal success strategies that I use to transition from a corporate rebel to a radical CEO, along with an exclusive opportunity to work with me on your very own radical reinvention. Now, let's talk about a little bit about what this masterclass is all about and what you will be learning in this masterclass during this 45 to 60 minutes that we will be growing and learning together. So what you'll learn from this masterclass, you'll learn how to get clear about where you are and what you want. Please forgive me. I'm a little bit under the weather. My throat is sore, so I'm going to be going in and out. I want to apologize in advance, but I had to proceed with this masterclass. So what you're going to learn, you're going to get clear about where you are and what you want so that you can walk in your purpose and claim your greatness, okay? And you're also going to silence that inner critic so that you can fearlessly go after your goals and smash them. You're going to discover what is blocking you from reaching your highest potential. Discover how you can become the master of your mind and your thoughts. Finally, you're going to shift your perspective from feeling like a victim of circumstance into stepping into becoming the creator of your own reality. Now, who doesn't want to do that? So my goal here is to equip you with powerful tools so that you can start implementing now to take you from where you are to where you want to be. The possibilities are endless, okay? So a little bit about me, and before we deep dive into this masterclass, I want to just share with you a little bit about who I am, and then I want to share with you what I have for you. So after graduating high school at age 16, while pregnant with my first daughter, I went on to receive a dual business degree from a prestigious university. And I started my company, Bonita Parker Enterprises, in 2007 and have been able to sustain it, thank you God, all this time. I vacation at leisure, I work in my PJs, I attend my son's appointments and school functions without having to ask for permission to use leave, right? And I have an extremely happy, stimulating life with the man of my dreams. So I could say my life is very good right now, but the future was not always this bright, because I worked in corporate America for over 20 years, you guys, as a legal secretary. And that's not to say that that's a bad thing, because trust me, I made a great living during this time. But the catalyst for me was that I grew tired of the corporate protocol. How many of you guys can relate to that? Like the corporate protocol. I grew tired of the corporate protocol. I always had this boss mentality, right? And ultimately that mentality is what caused my transition out of corporate America, because you see, it got old, right? It got old having to ask for time off to take my child to doctor's appointments. I had saw no fairness rather in submitting a leave slip for time that I'd earned, for time off that I'd earned. I got tired of that. I got tired of lending my expertise to companies who left me feeling underappreciated. And most importantly, it made no sense to me whatsoever for me to continue trading my time for pennies on the dollar at an hourly rate. So guess what? I rebelled and I bucked the system and I started doing what it was that I wanted to do on their dime, on their clock. And ultimately, I got tired of getting fired. And today, I'm this radical CEO of a very successful life and business coaching practice, and can't nobody fire me but me, right? That's the life. So I will never tell you that it was easy, but I will tell you that it's doable with a radical mindset shift, right? All of you football fans, if you're a football fan, check yes for me. Awesome. So for all of you football fans out there, you know exactly what I mean when I say that football is the game of inches. Some of the biggest and most painful losses that I've experienced throughout my coaching career came directly from either being a second too late due to procrastination, or a second too soon due to acting solely on impulse, or being an inch away from a game-changing opportunity out of fear. Now, how many of you on here have allowed fear to just stop you dead in your tracks from taking advantage of an opportunity that you were presented with? Yes, Shalita, yes, yes. That's so many people, so many entrepreneurs. So just as football is the game of inches, so is winning in life and winning in business. So if you want to start living life on a new level, then you will need to take crucial mindset shifts, because how we think largely determines our destiny. True, we are all talented at something. And while I think that there are quite a few different variables as to why others are more successful than the next person, I strongly believe that mindset ultimately separates the best of the best from everyone else. And a little bit later during this masterclass, I'm going to share with you 3 mindset shifts that will transform your life in a major way. But before I go into that, I like to know exactly who is with me on this masterclass so that I know that I'm speaking directly to the people that I need to reach. So why are you here? Let's talk about why you're here. You're here on this masterclass because you are tired of feeling stuck in your business and not being clear on what to do next. You're working like a mad woman trying to produce results that actually turn a profit. Now, at any given moment, you guys could check or a yes or raise your hand. Just let me know if I hit home, or let me know if I hit a button here. Because you're here because you are struggling to manifest your vision and show up in a big way to your competition and your potential clients. You are sick and tired of not setting attainable goals that allow you to win big. Am I right? Yes, yes. Let me see some yeses. Awesome. And so if I know people, like I believe I know people, I know that you're on this masterclass because this is you, right? This is you. Excuse me. Now, I have been where you are. I have been where you are. I had to learn how to get out of my own way. And I realized that after many years of trial and error, many years of being stuck and not profiting in my business, that I needed a major mindset shift, a major mindset makeover. And my thoughts were hindering the way that I moved forward in my business. I was beginning to feel like I was spinning my wheels in the mud, trying to move forward, but going nowhere, going absolutely nowhere. And I realized that not only did I need a mindset shift from a personal development aspect, I also needed to activate my CEO mindset and what I'd like to call my radical success mindset. And the strategies that I'm going to share with you will encompass both aspects, because I teach my clients that real success starts with personal development. This I know to be true. So a few things that I had to learn along the way was I had to grow through the tough times instead of going through them. One of the most important mindset shifts that could instantly open your personal life up to new possibilities is to grow through the tough and discouraging times of life instead of just going through them. Too often we get caught up in the storm and fail to look at the lesson behind it. And some of the biggest failures and adversities in my life ended up becoming some of the biggest blessings and opportunities, all because I chose to intentionally shift my mindset, and grow through the storm instead of casually going through it. And this is that moment where you really have to sit still and get quiet so that you can receive the messages, the signs, see the storm for what it really is intended for. There's nothing easy about this mindset shift, you guys. Nothing easy about it. And it will take a lot of intentional effort on your part. But the results will end up changing your life, right? So, one of my previous clients of my 12-week radical reinvention coaching, who knows this process all too well, she says, Bonita Parker saved my life. I enrolled in Bonita's 12-week radical reinvention program as a last resort to getting the healing I needed. I was trapped in my mental scaffold, and Bonita recognized that there was a breakthrough waiting for me. Through her coaching, I was able to totally reinvent myself. Her methods of coaching led me out of my entrapment and allowed me to heal and develop a life outside of fear. How major is that? To be able to live your life outside of fear? How many of you can benefit from something like that? Yes? Anybody? Because I know I could. All right, Lindria. Yes, absolutely. Life outside of fear. Okay? So the next thing, you have to fuel your faith and not your fear. Fuel your faith and not your fear. We all have faith and fear to some degree. However, where it becomes a major stumbling block for most people is when you fuel your fears more than you fuel your faith. Fear is normal. And even the best of the best experience it from time to time. Trust me, I know. I still do. But what they do differently is that they rechannel it. So when they feel fear, they face it head on by acknowledging it and then shifting their mindset instead to fuel their faith. So know that what you give energy to will likely manifest. And when I refer to fueling your faith, I'm referring to seeing yourself beyond the current circumstances and flirting with all the possibilities for what could go right instead of paying attention to what could go wrong. This small and simple mindset shift will not only help you get where you want to go, but it will ignite that radical spirit deep inside of you and help you push through all of the discomfort you will experience along your journey. Now, one of my other students who know about fueling your faith and working through the fear, she says, one of the best investments I ever made. Bonita took me under her wings and helped transform me into the entrepreneur that I am today. Before I met Bonita, I was all over the place. She helped me break free from fear and self-doubt, and her coaching methods forced me to tap into my inner gifts, bring them to the surface, and be bold and unapologetic about it. How awesome was that, right? And so finally, my third step would be love the process. Oh, love the process more than the outcome. Now, this is where so many people falter. So many entrepreneurs falter, or people in general, just in life lessons. I have never met an incredibly successful entrepreneur, business executive, or any other high achiever who has reached a level of greatness in their life that didn't love the process. So many people would rather focus on the desired outcome and the destination instead of savoring the process that will get them to the destination. Y'all hear me? Savor the process that will get you to the destination. The obstacles, the challenges, the sleepless nights. That pathway to success is what builds radical success warriors. You don't just put together a football team, go out on a Sunday and win the Super Bowl. You just don't. You don't just hire employees and expect to have a thriving organization right from the get-go. And you don't just come up with an idea one day and fall into fame and fortune. It just does not happen that way. A process is required to achieve levels of success. And that's what I had to learn in business and as a successful entrepreneur. So if you want to be among the best in your industry, you absolutely have to love the process and the journey, no matter how difficult it may be at times. Of course, you're going to get inspired, you're going to get motivated, you're going to get excited about the destination or the end result of something that you're deeply passionate about. And I'm going to touch more on passion next in my 5 P's to radical success. So learn to fall in love with the process more than the destination. And so one of my most recent clients had to endure this. And she says, her session was unlike any other. Bonita helped me better understand the power I truly have. She asked the right questions and introduced strategies and tools that will catapult my business to the next level. The next level. In addition to her professionalism and insightfulness, she is an incredibly passionate person who genuinely cares about her clients. She will hold you accountable. So be prepared to feel a little bit uncomfortable. But know that this is when the growth happens. That's the key part. Know that when you're in your uncomfortable place, that's when the growth happens. So this particular client had to go through the process. She had to fall in love with the process to see her end results. And she's expecting massive results from our working together. And so let's talk about, and I want you guys to write this down because I actually did not include them in the slide, but I want to go over what I like to call my 5 P's to radical success. Okay? So when you guys are ready, get your pens, your papers out, because this is important. So as I took a closer look at the journey of my life, I discovered a path to success that any entrepreneur can follow if they wanted to gain financial freedom using their expertise. I'm sure all of you on this call want financial freedom, right? So the idea is simple. There are people waiting to learn the things that you have already experienced. There are people waiting to learn the things that you have already experienced, and they are willing to pay top dollar for that expertise, that education, that knowledge that you have burning inside of you. The key thing to remember here is to put the focus on your radical mindset and not your fixed mindset. So that's what this is all about, your radical mindset and not your fixed mindset. So let's talk about how you do this because it's really simple. A lot of people think that there's some magic formula to success. It's really not. And I'm going to show you how it's not. So I'm going to give you some examples of these mindset hacks, as I like to call them, as I go through my 5 P's to radical success. The first step to radical success is passion. We just talked about having passion. People often mistake passion for purpose, thinking that they are the same, and that's far from true. Sure, they're connected, but before you can discover your purpose, you have to have a passion for it. Now, let me break this down a little bit further. So when you're passionate about something, you will work around the clock and not let anything slow you down. Passion is that thing where if you are going to build a business around it, you have to make sure it's something that you can see yourself talking about 24 hours a day for the next 5 years, right? So prime example, in 2007, I was coerced into starting an event planning business based solely on the fact that I was good at planning events. Sure, I like doing it and I had a passion for it, but after some time, I have to admit that I absolutely loathed it. It had become a thing where I was just ready to collect my paycheck and move on, right? So I had developed a strong dislike for event planning because I didn't feel like I was making the impact that I wanted to make in the world, and it began to feel like just something to do. So make sure you're ready to be an evangelist for your passion, and don't let anybody convince you to do something that was not necessarily on your radar. So have you ever said to yourself after doing something that you didn't want to do, It's not my fault. I let so-and-so coerce me into doing it. If that sounds familiar, somebody raise their hand. I let so-and-so coerce me into doing it, so I just went ahead and did it. And you had like this undertone in your voice when you said it, like an attitude of sorts. So if that sounds familiar to you, type yes. So this is what is known as a fixed mindset. When you're in your radical mindset, you may respond a little differently. You may say something like, even though I listen to others, I take full responsibility. Or it was my choice because at that time I was passionate about it. So that's your radical mindset, taking that ownership, acknowledging your role in that situation. So number one was passion. Number two, purpose. The two greatest days of your life, and I know you guys have heard this a million times, the two greatest days of your life are the day that you were born and the day that you find out why. But if you don't know what your purpose is, you can't discover your why. And it can be hard to keep pushing forward productively. So many people struggle with purpose discovery because they spend too much time overthinking it. And they allow that little voice in their head to manipulate them into thinking, or the little voice in somebody else's head, rather, to manipulate them into thinking that they're crazy, to think that they can do that thing that they truly want to do. How many times, or have you ever, any of you guys on the line, have you ever had someone, you told someone an idea, something that you really, really wanted to do, and you were so excited about it, and they shot you down? They made you feel like it was the craziest idea ever, and you didn't proceed because they made you feel crazy. Like that's how it was with me with being an entrepreneur. Like my family growing up, we were all always taught to, you get a job and you collect that paycheck and yada yada yada. But the minute you step out here and say, I'm doing this business, I have my own business, I'm an entrepreneur, it becomes this thing of, what do you think you're doing? Like that's crazy. You got to eat, you got to sleep, you got to live, you got to do this, you got to that. So you get filled up with so much negativity about being an entrepreneur, or doing that thing that you're so passionate about doing. The next thing you know, they're allowing their fixed mindset to take over, or you're allowing your fixed mindset to take over. You get halted from doing what you want to do, and at the end of doing something that is still so unfulfilling, they're back at square one, just stuck. That's how it happens. You get so halted from doing that thing that you want to do that you end up back at square one, feeling stuck. So instead of overthinking what your purpose is and allowing that little voice of criticism to stop you, start taking steps towards your goals and trying the thing that will get you closer to operating in your purpose. This will help you get out of your own way and ignore that little voice telling you that you can't do it. I struggled for years trying to find out what my purpose was. And this cycle only created a deeper lack of clarity within me. And it wasn't until I started getting in radical action and activating my radical mindset that things started to change for me. So I had to shift from my fixed mindset and saying things like, what if this doesn't work out and I fail? Or what if I can't make money from it? And go into my radical mindset and say, if I don't try it, I automatically fail. Or it's not about the money, it's about the impact I'm trying to make in the lives of others. And so that's my favorite go-to when the impossible seems impossible, or when the possible seems impossible, I go to that. If I don't do this, I'm not reaching the people. I'm not making the impact that I know that I'm here to make. And that's my radical mindset, because it gets me right into action and I change lives. So, number one, passion. Number two, purpose. Number three is people. People, right? And actually, I did have a slide for that. So, people. Once you discover your passion and realize that you indeed have a purpose to share, the next thing is to focus on who to share it with. So once you get clear on your purpose, and your passion and your purpose, ask yourselves, who are the ideal people for my products and services? Get really clear, and this is important, get really clear on your client demo and psychographics. Is your client a woman? How old is she? Is she a solopreneur? Is she a corporate worker in transition? Is she a small business owner? Is she a single mom, a divorcee, married with no kids, etc.? How much money does she make annually? Is she struggling with low self-esteem, confidence issues, or issues with self-love? Who is she or he? Really dig deep. When identifying your perfect customer, remember that if you market to everybody, you're marketing to nobody. So take the time to really identify who needs your services and products the most. That's key. So people, number 4 is products. Now, how are you going to get your information or products to your people? Earlier in the lesson, or actually right after this, I'm going to share with you my go-to success tools that have helped me along the way, and I'll get to those. But this is where that program is highly beneficial to you. We're going to talk about a key program that I use in my business that is going to really, really help you. And I know some of you may have heard about it, some of you may have not, but it's called Infusionsoft. And so after this, I'm going to tell you about Infusionsoft. But Infusionsoft is incredible. Incredible. It's the world's leader in customer relationships management and online sales funnels. And so we're going to talk about that. The founders of Infusionsoft developed a platform that people could use to build an email list comprised of the people who are actually interested in your purpose so that you can develop products to sell to them. And so that's very important to be able to have that funnel to reach your target audience. And in my opinion, it's the most effective way to reach multiple people at one time and convert them into buying clients. How many of you are struggling with conversion? Type yes, say me, raise your hand. If you're struggling with conversion and getting your clients to buy what you have, let me know. And while you guys are thinking about whether or not you want to be honest, I'm going to take a sip of water. Hi, Dimitri. I see you raising your hand. Awesome. So we'll get to that. The bottom line here is that there are many strategies to get your products and offerings to your people. Just make sure that you identify your passion, your purpose, and your people first. This is where deactivating your fixed mindset really becomes crucial, because now you're about to do some specific targeting that will force you into asking a certain group of people to look at you more closely and trust you. Trust you. People are not going to buy from you if they don't trust you. So a fixed mindset would probably say to herself, what if no one joins my list? Or how do I know people will need what I'm offering? And a radical mindset would instead say, I have created something that I know people will need, and the right people will join my list. So that's that radical mindset. Don't worry about the what if they don't. Just think about them doing it. You have created something, a product or a service that you know that they need, and the right people are going to come along and they're going to buy into you because they trust you and they trust what you're offering. Final P is profit. If you focus on the first 4 P's, the profits will come. I know that sounds very cliche, but it is a tried and proven process that many successful entrepreneurs currently use daily in their businesses. And I'm a firm believer of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but alter it so that it works for you. And I've had the pleasure of teaching this method in my high-end coaching program to help clients focus on these 4 P's and truly add value to their businesses and make shift happen. 97% of 1 to 3 year entrepreneurs fail in business because they're operating from their fixed mindset. They struggle big time with operating they struggle big time with how much to charge someone for their products and services, and therefore they can't generate enough sustainable income to position themselves in their purpose or live a comfortable lifestyle. That's why it's imperative that you operate from a place of confidence and fearlessness, a place of radicalness. Y'all hear me say radical all the time. A place of radicalness, because your fixed mindset will tell you all day things like, I don't feel like I should charge that because I haven't been in business that long. How many of you have said that? I think I haven't been in business that long. I've only just started this 1 year ago, or, something like that. You talked yourself out of charging what you were worth because you didn't feel like you had longevity in your business. That's crazy, Demetria. Stop it right now, today. So, or you said something like, I don't know if people will pay that much for what I'm offering. Of course you don't know, because you haven't asked. You haven't put it out there. You talked yourself out of it before you actually even put it out. But when you're in your radical mindset, you will say things like, this is what I'm charging for this program because I'm giving great value. Or the right people who need my offering will pay for it no matter what. Remember, money follows mission. Profits follow purpose. It's not a myth. It's not a myth. And these are my 5 P's to radical success. So if you, excuse me, if you want to grow inside of your business, I say implement these 5 P's to radical success, and utilizing these radical success mindset shifts and business hacks completely changed my life and helped me shift from the corporate rebel to a radical CEO who's making massive impact and living the life of my dreams. And as you've seen and read for yourself, these steps are tried and proven, not just through me, but also through the testimonials of clients who have gone through my programs and are now making massive impact in their businesses. So these exact processes that I teach in my 6-week Radical Reinvention program, these ladies have already learned and mastered, and the exact same can happen for you. Because the truth of the matter is, and this is the ugly truth of the matter, is that there is no replacement for hard work when it comes to achieving our goals. None whatsoever. There's no magic pill that can make you successful overnight. You have to do the work. You have to love the process. And there's no easy button that you can push to make the process just fall in place. There are gonna be roadblocks. You're gonna stumble. You're gonna have obstacles. There will be obstacles. But keeping your head in the right place along the way is incredibly important. Using my 3 simple mindset hacks and my 5 P's to radical success, I guarantee in big, bold, red letters that you'll achieve the positive, balanced mindset you need to focus on achieving your desired success and living the life of your dreams. Okay? So let me share with you some of my must-have tools for radical success, so that you guys can implement these into your business. And if you have any trouble utilizing these success tools, just let me know. My first one is Infusionsoft. Now, I love Infusionsoft. The primary tool that I use saves me countless number of hours by automating my business. Infusionsoft. Infusionsoft is a model where they teach prospective clients how to be successful in their space. Whether you're employing professional speakers to run around the world sharing their story, or building a coaching practice or wellness business, or whatever it is that you're doing, Infusionsoft teaches entrepreneurs how to effectively email market, which is like the biggest thing out here now. Email market and teach the power of automating and organizing your business. And it sales processes. And so since incorporating Infusionsoft into my business, my monthly revenue has increased by 112%. How amazing is that? 112%. I built an organic list of potential clients from just having 23 people on my list to now having 392 within a 3-month time frame. So if you want to get Infusionsoft, use this link right here and you get 2 months for free. So it's gf407.infusionsoft.com. Okay? So I'm going to give you a second to write that down, and then I'll go later and I'll plug it in the chat box, but write that down. Check out Infusionsoft. If you use Infusionsoft right now, let me know. Raise your hand. Anybody? No, great. Okay, so definitely implement and use this. It'll save your life. My next one, my most favorite, is Acuity Scheduling. Now talk about fancy automation. This program has freed up at minimum 2 to 3 hours per day on administrative tasks and scheduling appointments. And I love that it syncs with Google and Outlook calendars. So I don't know which calendar you use, but I use both Google and Outlook because I just need that many reminders. But to ensure that I don't double book or miss appointments. And so with Acuity, I've been able to massively increase my client retention rate 85% by incorporating an easily accessible, effortless way for clients to get time with me. They book while I sleep. I wake up, I have bookings. So it's great. I don't have to do anything. I attach my questionnaire, so when they book their appointments, how many of you have ever booked an appointment with me? And if you have, you know that there's a questionnaire automatically attached to it. So I don't even have to send you anything. You don't have to wait for anything. You fill out the questionnaire, you book your appointment, and it's great. The best feature is the ability to create pre-assessments that I was just telling you about. Pre-assessments that will allow you to get familiar with a potential client before getting on the phone with them. It saves time and makes your potential client feel heard and appreciated because you know who they are before you get on the phone with them. Also, it's a great tool for offering classes, workshops, and other group events as it tracks all appointments, no-shows, performance, everything. It's awesome. And it easily integrates with over 500 other programs, including PayPal, Google, Aweber, Zoom. So you can schedule appointments if it's something that you charge for. You link it to your PayPal or your payment CRM, and they pay right there when they book their appointment. It's awesome. You don't have to do anything. No more waiting for invoices. No more none of that. It's all right there. It will save you so much time. So visit the link below to start using Acuity today. And that's the link that you can use right there. And it'll take you directly to it. And I'll give you guys a second to jot that link down. Jot that link down. And so these are just a couple of my signature tools that I use every single day in my business that keeps me organized and sane. So don't forget to use these links to get access to these incredible programs. I'll also plug them again. Like I said, I'll plug them in the chat box so that you can click for instant access. Excuse me. All right. So because I know that you want to make massive impacts and activate your own radical success, I want to present to you an exclusive offer to work with me in an intimate setting and carve out those areas where you feel stuck, where you feel you need to improve upon. Maybe you need clarity on what your next level should look like. Or perhaps you were just like me, tired of exchanging dollars for hours and ready to live your unimaginable life as a radical CEO. So my Radical Reinvention 6-week intensive. In this group intensive, it will help you push past limiting beliefs and learn to leap where you would normally hit the stop button. It will help you become more resilient and balanced and give you the tools you need to create the life that you desire most. Uncover and resolve core issues that stand in the way of you reaching your goals. And it will help you be more decisive and take radical action to manifest your highest vision. And because I truly value you and I know that you're an action taker, I know that I'm on the line with some action takers. Each of you on this call will receive a complimentary Radical Success Discovery session to get clear on all of your questions that you have about the 6-week group intensive for $797. And you get clear on what's holding you back from being successful right now in your life and in your business. Because time is of high value to me. A client of mine typically pays $297 for a Radical Success Discovery session. But for you fast action takers on this call, it's absolutely free. Absolutely free. And so this link right here at the bottom is where you can go book your session. It's a complimentary 30-minute Radical Success Discovery session, valued at $297, but it's complimentary for you. Go to this link right now because I only have limited spots available. And so, excuse me, use that link. My calendar fills very quickly. And while I would love to work with everyone, I only have a limited spots available for my 6-week intensive. So claim yours by scheduling your free discovery session right now. And as a super fast action bonus, for the first 5 people who take advantage of the discovery session right now on this call, you will also receive a complimentary 30-minute session to carve out your multiple revenue streams and craft your unique selling proposition so that you can increase your bottom line. How many of you want to increase their bottom line? I can help you do that. So this technique is usually done in my high-end Radical Success coaching program, but because I am committed to your success, I want to give you what I know you will need to begin your radical reinvention. So in case you missed the link to book your discovery session, it's plugged below right here, bonitaparker.as.me/discovery session. Go there, book your discovery session. Book your discovery session. The first 5 people will get this extra bonus, this fast action bonus to carve out your multiple revenue streams. And I'll give you guys a second to jot that link down before moving on. Okay, so just to recap, you'll get the complimentary Radical Success Discovery session to get your questions answered and get clear on your goals. You'll get the discounted pricing on the 6-week Radical Reinvention Group Intensive to get clear on your goals, working directly with me to get clear on your goals and implement a plan of action for your radical success. And the first 5 people to book their discovery session will receive an exclusive Zoom session with me, just one-on-one, to carve out their multiple revenue streams to increase their bottom line. I am committed to helping you do that. So let's get radical. Let's get radical. Book those appointments. And for those of you who are not a part of my Radical Success Tribe, I would like to invite you right now on this call to join us. We have some incredible things going on within the group that are just privy to the group and not open to the public. We do every Tuesday a Teach the Tribe Tuesday, where either I would teach or we would have someone from the group teach, or a guest teacher. And you get this stuff for free. So join the tribe. You get to plug in any of your events that you have on Fridays, on our Freedom Fridays, whatever you're working on. We like to celebrate your wins on Radical Wednesday, and we have Motivational Mondays. So definitely join the group. It's facebook.com/groups/Radical Success Warriors is what we are in this group. So join our tribe. If you're not in the tribe already, I want to encourage you to do so. And so that, my friends, my radicals, my sisters in the journey, concludes how to develop your radical success mindset and make shift happen. And I hope that you guys will implement these tools that I have provided you with, and I hope that you have found great value on this masterclass. And if you have any questions, please just schedule your discovery sessions. That's where I can answer all of your questions. So do that. I will be looking out. And let's see, where are we on time? We actually wrapped this thing up a little bit early. So if any of you have questions now, I am open to taking your questions right now. Oh, let me get you guys back here. Okay, bam, I see you. Okay, stop the screen share. Does anybody have any questions right now for me? If you do, raise your hand or type in the chat box. I'm trying to get you guys back. Stop sharing. Okay, awesome. Does anybody have any questions? No? Okay. Well, I would like to thank you all for joining this call. If anyone missed anything, I know there were some people who popped on at the end. If you would like the recording, I would definitely be more than happy to send it to you. Just let me know. Shoot me an email at bparker@bparkerenterprises.com. And that concludes how to develop your radical success mindset and make shift happen. I'm looking forward to working with you all. I hope to see you in the 6-week radical reinvention. Have a good night and stay blessed.